Okay, so when you go to Wholesale, the first time I went, I was really intimidated. You shouldn't be. People are very friendly. But one thing to know, well, there's several things to know. First is they're not open to the public and it's not a storefront. So typically it's in a more warehousey area. You'll probably need to use your GPS, and then also just know that you're going to have to really look out for it because they're not going to have a huge front and center sign. When you go in, you just give them your name and then tell them that you're picking up your Flower Moxie order. So one thing to know about Wholesale is it's always mad busy. Typically they're getting fresh flowers in, they're unpacking them, they're packing up new flowers that are needing to go out. So just be patient. Like I said before, Wholesale isn't open to the public, so they're used to dealing with florists, but we have a good relationship with them. They let our customers come in as a courtesy, and so we just want to stay really nice and positive and let them get your order together. More than likely, they're already in a box or in a bucket, and it's all pulled together. So they're going to wheel it out, and you want to have your order with you. Either have it on your phone or have it printed off, because you want to go through and check your flowers while you're there. That's one benefit of picking your flowers up, is you can just check them out while you're there, and if anything's amiss, you can bring it to the rep's attention. Now, one thing to know about Wholesale is they're not used to dealing with the public, which means that they operate in more of a straightforward business-like fashion. So you're not going to get this ooey gooey customer service, it's your wedding week type of experience. They should be nice, they should be professional, but they're busy and they're straightforward and they're very businesslike. Two other things to note is that you can't add on to your order. Because it's Wholesale, you can't do any extra shopping. If there's anything else that you want, then email us, we can send you over an invoice, you can pay for it, and we can have the wholesaler add that to your order. Also, in case you run into an unexperienced rep, keep in mind that Flower Moxie works different than every other business. Like I said before, they're used to dealing with florists, so we have a very different business model. So if you run into someone new or hasn't worked with a Flower Moxie customer before, maybe our usual rep is out to lunch, they may be confused, and this has happened if probably less than 5 times, but they've asked a customer to pay for it, to basically hand over their credit card. Under no circumstance do you ever need to do that. The times that that's happened, basically they let us know, the wholesaler refunded, and it wasn't a big deal, but I'm sure it terrified the bride in the moment. So in case that happens, in case there's confusion and you're dealing with somebody new, then just have them call us directly, because you've already paid for your order. You don't need to pay again. It's just confusion on their part because they're not used to working with Flower Moxie. So let's go in and I'll walk you through the process. Okay, so when you go into the Wholesale, your flowers will come out about 2 different ways. They may already be packed in a box, or they'll come out this is called a flower pool, or they'll come out in buckets. So what you'll want is you'll want your order with you, and that way, since you're at Wholesale, you have the benefit of just looking over everything, making sure everything's accounted for. You'll notice if something's missing, you can let the wholesaler know because you'll have your order. And so this is a perfect time just to take a look, make sure that the colors are right, make sure that everything's in your order, and then they'll pack it up in a box for you. Okay, like I said before, your flowers are either going to come out in buckets or a pool, or they'll already be boxed for you. So if they're boxed, just set them aside, ask the wholesaler if there's a good place for you to look over your order. You'll have your order printed off, and you can just look through your boxes at the flowers that are in them, make sure everything's accounted for and the right color, and before you leave and take your flowers. So we get a lot of questions about car size and how much these flowers are going to take up, and I understand that because if you don't do it every weekend, you don't know. So in my car, I have a little Honda Insight, a lot like a Prius, and it actually fits a lot. So I had my wholesalers give me some floral boxes, and this would be probably about $1,400 to $1,500 worth of flowers. So this would be a lot of flowers. They're really good at packing them in large boxes, and it's packed pretty tightly, and the reason they do that is they don't want the flowers to shift around. So keep in mind, all the flowers are wrapped typically in paper. They come with a plastic sleeve or cardboard, so everything's very secure. If you're picking up from a Southwest Air cargo station, you're probably going to have one big, what I call a body box, which is I can literally fit in it and close it on myself. So if you have a really large order, that is more than likely what you'll have. But having a hatchback or some kind of small SUV is great, but I'm also going to show you how these can fit in the back of the seat as well. Okay, so we're still with my little Honda Insight, not a big car, and I fit the same amount of boxes into my back seat. So let's say you don't have a hatchback or you have a full trunk, you can easily fit everything into the back with the boxes. So again, this is about $1,500 worth of flowers would fit into these boxes. More than likely your order isn't that big and you'll have no problem fitting it in your car. I just wanted to give you a behind the scenes of what a wholesale cooler looks like, how flowers are shipped in from all of the farms. So we're just going to do a quick walkthrough. This is obviously the rose section. Like we tell you before, roses are packed in layers and they're wrapped in cardboard. So at wholesale, when you're picking them up, they're already cut and put in water and waiting for you. And as you can see, everything comes in a sleeve. Like hydrangeas come in a sleeve, garden roses, these spray roses come in a protective sleeve. Mini carnations, palms, Christian flowers, hormones. Most things come in 10-stem bunches, in a sleeve. Some things have netting that you can gently remove. Just take it all in.